What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Investing Bros. We got a live show ready for you guys. We're going to be taking a look at a lot of altcoins. Now, we are falling at the moment, but there's a lot of room to the upside for these same coins. And we're going to be looking at some potential targets, maybe some buy-in orders, maybe some long-term take profits, even kind of considering, hey, are certain coins worth investing in right now? We're going to be doing that and a whole lot more. I'm sure we got some great news from T Shroom, but make sure you guys are go ahead and lock it in. If you're subscribed, go ahead and hit that like button. Get more people in here via the algorithm. YouTube loves when they see likes. They love when you comment. So comment right now. Let us know where you are right now. Are you at work? Are you at home? Are you driving? Don't comment that, please, because then you're typing and driving at the same time, which we do not condone. But we got to get the chat up, get the likes up, get the numbers up. If you're new here, thank you so much for choosing us today. Strap on in because we got a great show over the next hour. I am joined by my co-host, Mr. T Shroom from down there in Gainesville, Florida. T Shroom, how you feeling today?
Tim, I'm feeling better than I deserve, which you might have guessed at this point.
I figured, yeah.
Pretty radical stuff, coming in with something completely different. But I do have a quote from somebody who you know and love, Tim, and that would be Friedrich Hayek. He said, "The curious task of economics is to demonstrate to men how little they really know about what they imagine they can design."
I love Friedrich Hayek. Leave it up there. Leave it on the screen. The curious task of economics is to demonstrate to men how little they really know about what they imagine they can design. I'm not even 100% certain what that means, but if Frederick said it, then it's a great quote, is ultimately where I kind of walk away with that.
It kind of reminds me of the quote, "We plan and God laughs." It's like we are building something here, but to the extent that we're actually at the very top of the planning of what we're building is definitely an illusion. I think we're at best being guided by what's efficient to the market, but all that changes.
I noticed here, T-Shirt, I don't know, you're really big today.
Yeah.
Or I shrunk.
I had an allergic reaction to some bees.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just a little guy right next to you.
You're a little guy.
You're really big over here. Well, I think it's more I'm small. I don't know if you got bigger. I think I just got smaller. I must have lost some weight. Didn't even know it. I was 6, so maybe that makes sense. But, you know. Yeah. Well. Here we go. We're jumping in here. We are currently watching. I think that I am about to get liquidated out of a trade. I did enter along on Cardano, but that's what stop losses are for. And we already are talking about in the Discord, hey, if we get liquidated, this is the next spot to buy. We'll probably take a look here at that in just a couple of minutes. But first, let's go ahead, T-Shroom. Let's jump on in here and take a look at the market. You can go ahead and share my screen. It's overwhelmingly a green day today. Looking good right now amongst the top coins. Bitcoin up 3.6%. Ethereum, let's refresh. Let's just make sure this is up to date because it's pretty close. 3.6%. Ethereum, though, kind of lagging. We might talk a little bit about that. There was a question asked, I think, T-Shroom, you even asked, like, hey, we're going to be having an Ethereum long here soon, right? We'll take a look. Ethereum been boring, and I'm going to be honest with you, not necessarily seeing a lot of hope out there. Doesn't mean we can't have a big breakout come for Ethereum, but the market's kind of sitting in a spot where they're not really sure who's in control right now, the bulls or the bears. Let's see, BNB even is up. Yeah, when BNB's beating you, Ethereum, there's a problem there. Solana, one of the big movers today. Definitely talking about Solana today. XRP, another somewhat local stable coin here more recently. A lot of people even starting to wonder, should they be selling their XRP? Those rumblings continue to grow, but I don't know if we'll talk too much about XRP later. Maybe if people ask about it more in chat. Cardano, one of the bigger movers, even though it's only 3%. Again, that's one of the reasons why we have an anticipation. If you guys watch my morning video, we could have a big move on Cardano. And just look at that. Speaking of, I just got liquidated. That's all right, though, because I have another buy spot that will make me even more money to the downside, which is going to be great. Avalanche, another big mover today. Let's take a look at the biggest movers of them all, though. Last 24 hours, stacks. leads the way, up 50% on the week, 27
Wow.
today. IOTEX, number 97. And I'm going to guess it just slipped into the top 100 because it is up 99% this week, 23% today. Near Protocol is also up 18. Mina is up 12%. TIA up 10%. I just exited a freaking TIA. I took profit on my TIA trade yesterday,
Tia.
2 days ago, actually, I think. So I missed out on all of this run. I should have just left it. Tia's on a roll here. I do think Tia is going to be one I want to hold some more of during the bull market. Mutable X is also up here. Let's see. What are the big losers? Woo. Not so woo. More like whoa. Down almost 6% today. ICP, of course, had that really big tear last week to end the week. Still up 46% over last week, but down 4.8% today. Bonk is continuous descent today, but that makes a lot of sense. And Oasis is down here as well. Well, T-Shroom, any big surprise, anything you're looking at before we jump into charts, anything you're looking at that you're kind of scratching your neck and saying, I got to get into this buy order pretty soon?
Absolutely, Tim. Well, I was looking at this morning, and viewers of the 9 a.m. show will remember I was taking a look at the COQ charts. This is COQ. This is the big meme coin in the AVAX world ecosystem.
Okay.
And this morning, I was tracking it right around here, thinking it would be able to actually, it was up here, thinking it would be able to bounce off this fib line and make a move higher. It has actually done the opposite. It's bounced off of the lower fib line, came up and tested that previous fib, and then has now broken through this blue line, the 786. So I'm glad I didn't own it. I'm glad I didn't go into it. Sorry for folks who did, but I was very clear that this is a casino. This is not an investment here. This is a meme coin. I didn't go into it because the fees were too high, so that's why I didn't. But anyway, that's what I'm watching. I'm also looking at Ethereum on the charts. Bedridden saying that a lot of influencers are selling Ethereum, and it is making a move lower. It's now red on the day. So on the
to be fair,
there's
a lot of things that are turning a little bit red now.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it is coming down into this zone. I'm watching this zone. It's got a nice, uptrending line of support here in this wedge. So thinking maybe might be some good places to try to enter along here if it can hold this uptrending line of support. That's kind of my T-Shroom 2 cents,
It's a good 2 cents. It's a good 2 cents T-Shroom. Definitely keep an eye on those as well. We'll have to give those deeper looks in our Discord. Now, Bitcoin dropping pretty quickly. To be fair, a lot of things are dropping very quickly. And I thought we were going to, it kind of got to a place today, and it's just bedridden at this point. Again, if you guys want to get in here and trade with us, I know there's some guys out there trading. Our gold members, we got a private conversation going on in gold membership called Bros Trades or something, Gold Members Trade. And we're just going back and forth, had some big wins. We have had a loss here recently. Again, we literally just had a loss right now on Cardano. But again, it's going to bring us to bigger things very, very soon. But we had a Bitcoin win this morning and a Cardano win this morning. Price went a little higher. We took profit close to about 44,000, went a little bit higher. But now we are pulling back. And I talked about this morning with our two bedridden, but anyone in our gold membership could have gotten this. Watch for a pullback closer to $42,000. And that seems weird, but right now, remember, we talked about this yesterday. I think we talked about it the day before as well. I have an alarm here.
And you might be thinking,
when it goes to the upside.
You might be thinking, what is bedridden? Bedridden is a person. It's a username.
Well, we think he's a person. You never know. He
could
be a
an AI.
figmentation of our imagination. Yeah, AI is pretty good today. No, but we have a nice zone here. We're in the choppy section. Yes, we've recently broken through a resistance level, kind of utilizes as support, but we're in a choppy play right now on Bitcoin, kind of hovering between, guess what, right here. Even though we have 2 wicks above, most of the price action has been topping out right here at about 44.2, 44.3, and then we have a couple touches now down here all the way towards 40,000. We've kind of set ourselves up a nice little zone, but right now I think there's a decent chance we don't come all the way back down to the bottom of it. I think we end up stopping somewhere here around 42. Let's take a look at what our liquidations are saying in T-Shroom. You're going to have to adjust with me on the fly as we go, but let's take a look at what liquidations are saying. I'm on the 12-hour right now. I got to zoom in here. You're going to see a big gap, but most of our liquidity is coming in where? Down here again to right above 42,000 When I come out and I go to the 7 days, you're going to see kind of back up that same sentiment. A lot of liquidity coming in. There's actually a big little line down here towards 40,000, but a lot of it kind of in this area right here, 42, and then there's some gaps right in there. So what I'm looking at right here, I do think that now that we've made a move, now that we kind of got rejected at 44.3, we did fall just short. I got to zoom in again for you guys. So give me a second. We fell just short of clearing out all of this liquidity up here at 44.5, give or take. We're coming back down. We want to make a move, kind of clear out some of this liquidity. Might see some hesitancy right here below 43, but I think there's a decent chance we clear out 42. So I will probably be putting a long on Bitcoin with a type stop loss just in case we want to work our way back down to 40. But long at 42K, I want to make a move back up here. And I think there's a decent chance we could make a push above that 44.5 and maybe get a little closer to 45 there on the liquidity. What that would look like on the charts, though, is coming back down into this zone again, maybe coming back and touching this yellow line, hitting that support level, and then moving back to the upside, making a decision. Hey, what do we want to do when we get back up to 45? Let's take a look at what our fixed range volume is doing. That's another thing we were using a lot of when we're trading, especially, got a lot of Bollinger Bands and a lot of let's go into where we've been in the zone. A lot of Bollinger Bands, a lot of fixed range volume profile kind of coming in. Now we do have right here below 42. If we do make a move below 41.8, could be interesting, and you could see if this plays out, if this continues. I'll just go ahead and put a line right here, and we're going to turn that sucker red. Do we make a move to touch that yellow line, maybe even a little below my zone? Would not be crazy. It's also kind of where we wicked during this last pullback. So you have a little bit of flat support kind of backing that up. But again, when you go back over to the liquidity, kind of backs up that area too. You definitely could get here a little bit below 42. I'm going to take a break from liquidity T-shirt so you can scoot me back over into the frame because I don't even think they can see my fixed range volume at this point. There you go. Yeah. Point of control coming in right here below 42. That's going to be a very interesting spot to work with. I told you guys, look at what happened right there around 43. We will have a little bit of a gap in our volume at 43, another peak, and then another gap here at 42.5. So all is of interest, but I feel pretty good about a pullback down on Bitcoin, kind of cooling off. Check out this, guys. Bitcoin dominance today. While this happen, despite the fact that some things are going up and some things are going down, Bitcoin dominance is climbing. We're back above 54%. Interesting to see if that route continues, but that's what I'm seeing here on Bitcoin. Bollinger Bands, even I'm on the 1 hour chart. Look for a move to kind of come back down to lower levels of those Bollinger Bands. 4 hours really spread out, very volatile. Look at that. The 4 hour, let's take down the fixed range volume profile. 4 hours kind of almost even giving us the full volatility of this entire range. But I'm liking to look with, especially with this more recent trading, liking kind of using the hourly and down. And we'll see if we keep making a move to downside, we can see the Bollinger Bands kind of flatten out right there in that same area at 42. That's when we kind of have a nice little bottom of that Bollinger Band. In this case, unless we see it spread out, you could see that being utilized as support. And then we break back to the upside. But you will see, definitely overextended. RSI got back up high. Want to see this RSI cool back down. We do not need to see it drop on the hour below 30 to get a buy order here. But you do want to see it cool back down to the downside. Would be very nice. T-Shroom, any thoughts you have before we make a move into some of these altcoins?
Well, just taking a look over here at the bubbles chart, we're still very green on the day. You're seeing a couple red names in here: ICP, Bonk, Woo. So there's a couple Aave that are red. But if you look at the hour, it's overwhelmingly red, right? SCI, the only one being able to hold on to red status. The week, you actually are seeing some pretty big winners here. But that's my take. Let's go ahead and get into the altcoins.
Let's do it. And let's start off again. Let's do it. Let's talk about a sore subject. Now, we went lower and we're back up close to where we liquidated here just a bit ago. But you will see here on the hourly chart, we went ahead. We entered along here. Let me go down to the 10-minute, kind of show you what was happening here with Bitcoin, with Cardano. We ended up breaking through this resistance level. And I told Bedridden, I told our trading group, I was like, hey, listen, let's wait for a pullback and let's enter back on support. This is a very common move. Well, turns out this ended up being just a little bit of a fake out. I still think we're moving to the upside, but it turns out we wanted to come down to the downside. In my video this morning, I discussed the concept of making a break back up here to resistance and then pulling back down to support. Before that breakout, I talked about a trade potentially down here towards 57 to 58 cents range, depending on how long it takes to get down here. It looks like that's in play, but for a moment there, we definitely thought, hey, there might be a play in here to go ahead and move the upside after this resistance got turned into support. Well, as you'll see, we ended up breaking the downside. I set my stop loss right there at the 20 hourly SMA, did not hold. We wicked on through, setting some lower lows here in this trend. You will see I kind of gave us a little support line right here of the trend. We lost that trend. That's completely okay. That's what stop losses are for. So that trade we lost. But now we have an opportunity, again, as we start to drop, to get an entry down here towards this level. Then you take that one, we still see a lot of signs that Cardano could be moving to the upside. In this morning's video, we discussed the extremely bullish potential. I'm not convinced this is going to happen, but I do want to bring it to your attention that this is within play, that we could see this bull flag, bull pennant, bring the price of Cardano all the way up over $1. It's rich for me. I'm not waiting for $1 to go ahead and take some profit. What I'm going to be looking at is more than likely we're going to find a bounce here. I got to go to a different chart to show you, but I think we're going to make a bullish push up and come closer here towards 75 to 80 cents. When you take a look here at our fixed range volume profile long term, nice gap coming in here right above 70, around 72, 73 cents. You have this gap here to 75, but then of course we have our Fibonacci level right here at 0.5 up at 82 cents. And then if we keep making a push, we do have some confluence here on Cardano. We got a nice volume gap coming in right there at $1 with that same breakout prediction. And as we kind of talked about this morning, if you think this is ridiculous, well, technically we've made a big swing of this size before. We'd used this little bull pennant, and it's not so little, to almost make the exact breakout we had over here. You guys can see we made it a little sooner than we should have, but ended up coming a little bit above, but almost perfectly to that breakout prediction for Cardano. It could happen again. Again, it's a little rich for me because a move from where we currently are, right below 60 cents up to $1, would be a 68% climb. It could happen. I'm not going to try to lie to you and say it's impossible, but I'm going to definitely be taking my profit a little sooner than that. It's never a problem to take profits. What you might even want to do is definitely when you get up to 77, 80 cent range, take out everything but what you put into that trade. Take out all your profit. And then just whatever you have left, let it ride. And that way you're playing with house money. You're not going to lose anything. And maybe you make it work. But we'll have to kind of reevaluate that as it comes in. When you look at the liquidations for Cardano, let me go ahead and type this one in. Let's give a look at what Cardano is saying. It is saying that we could have pulled back here towards 58, and then you're going to see if you scoot. Actually, you can see it kind of right between us. You're going to see this pocket kind of ends right here where around 57 cents. That's where that support line is going to be. So we did have some liquidations below us that were interesting, but you will see have some heavy liquidations back up above us at 61 cents. And that flow kind of takes us all the way up here to 63. But the 7-day, the reason why I want to stay in a little longer, and I think Cardano could be pretty bullish over the next week, is the 7-day, lots of liquidations all the way up towards 64 cents, and then even more that carry us all the way up to 70 cents. So you can see here a lot of short liquidations that the bulls can come and liquidate and get some easy money from. And you're going to look below us and say 7 days, not a lot below us. It's definitely more interesting to the upside than it is to the downside right now on Cardano. So that is kind of what I'm looking at. But look for a pullback again. Look for that pullback down here back to about 57 cents. And then we could have a nice little rip to the upside for Cardano. T-shirt, you can go ahead and scoot me back over. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Let's take a look at one other coin, and then we're going to keep going. Solana has to be the king of the day, making a big move. Let's just talk about price predictions here. We've made a breakout on Solana. I wouldn't necessarily be crazy surprised if we made a pullback below 80 cents, even maybe back down to 76 cents and retested. But look at what we have developing. Let's actually go to the hourly chart. Look at what we developed here on Solana. We've got a nice inverse head and shoulders pattern, clean left shoulder, nice head, right shoulder. This would be a breakout prediction. And I drew that wrong, so give me a second. Let me redo this. This would be a breakout prediction. You take the width of the head all the way up to that neckline, and then you move this over to your breakout spot. This would give us a price prediction all the way up here at $87 on Solana. We go back over to our liquidation, see, hey, do we have anything kind of working in confluence with that? Let's type in our Solana, hit go. You will see I got to go down to the 12-hour. Give me just a second. You're going to see we got a lot of liquidity staying above us, definitely up to 85, but where does it really start to slow down? Right here in the mid to higher $87 region. So we see multiple signs kind of pointing on Solana chart for a move to the upside. We're a little overextended here with the RSI. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a nice pullback of the RSI, potentially even all the way back down to this mid level, if not below. But then watch the RSI not get as high and kind of peak out somewhere back around 70. And at the same time, you could easily see the price of Solana do something like this, where it shoots up to that 87. I don't know why I said 78, $87 range. And then it makes its move back to the downside. And then you have a rise in those tops, a lowering of the tops of the RSI. That would be bearish divergence. That would be the reason for the cool off here for Solana. Shout out, though, to Not T, I think, Not T, very interestingly spelled. Just said, I subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, Not T. Welcome to the Investing Bros community. Make sure you join our free Discord. Lots of great information in there. And if you like it and you love it and you want to support the channel, you can join as a member as well. And there's some cool stuff happening there. But let's take a break from some TA here. We'll do our trivia question of the day. We'll jump into some news. We'll cover more charts. AVAX is another big mover. We might take a look at the AVAX charts and then others that you guys want to see. And we'll definitely close out the show with at least one or two trade setups. I've already given you guys a couple that are pretty interesting. Don't take it as financial advice. Continue to do your own research. Make sure you see what I'm looking at and you agree with it. Don't just blindly say, well, Tim said to do the buy at this level. And no, don't do that. Make sure you're doing the work yourself. I'm just here to help give you the guidelines of what to be looking for as you're entering your trades and exiting and trying to make as much money as possible. T-Shroom, what is our trivia question of the day?
Well, our trivia question of the day is really, really good. And because it's really good, it is brought to you by NordVPN. And some of the benefits that you may not know about with a VPN is that it unblocks Netflix and other streaming services, right, that may restrict you to the United States or the UK or Canada. You can get access to Netflix everywhere, right? Strict no logs policy, lightning fast speed. So you're thinking, oh, I don't want a VPN. It's just going to slow me down. Not with VPN. VPN, it's kind of like
NordVPN.
NordVPN. It's kind of like
other VPNs will slow you down, but not Nord.
Exactly. 24-hour customer service, military-grade encryption. What? Army Piper, are you catching this? So there's really not really many reasons at all not to get NordVPN. And we actually have a special link. You get 2 years plus 1 month for a discount. And they also have a $30 money-back guarantee. You can go check that out now down in the description. That's NordVPN. It's security for your internet. Go get it now, and you also support the channel. Tim, what coin was the subject of Investing Bros' second most popular video ever? Was it A, Polygon, Chainlink, Cardano, or Bitcoin?
Okay. I think the most popular video we have done was a more recent one. I know, but I'm starting with I'm pretty sure the most popular one is the Cardano price prediction video. I think it's over 16 or close to 16,000 views at this point. Quick plug for that one. Go check it out. It's fresh. It's nice. It's new. The second one, the first video we put out when I explained why I left Crypto Jeb, that was a big one, but we don't really talk about a coin. So I'm assuming, I thought that was like the largest or the second largest. But my guess is the Chainlink. I know Chainlink popped off. We had a lot of views on the Chainlink one. Polygon prediction popped off really well. We've had some Bitcoin videos do okay, but I don't think they're anywhere near the top. It's definitely going to be Chainlink. I think the top two are going to be two of those price prediction videos. Cardano, I think, is number one. Chainlink was number two. I am interested in finding out though which one, because I didn't look at it that way when I was looking at the other day of top movers or top videos. So interesting stuff.
Chainlink.
Chain link. I'm going to go with chain link.
All right, he's locking it in, folks. He's
I thought I
locking
said
it
that.
in.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right, he's going to lock it in. And just so you guys know, I am going to pull up where you can, in the video that we have, the video that you're watching, excuse me, where I'm going to show you guys where you can get that NordVPN link. It is right here at the NordVPN section of our description right here. Again, 2-year plus 1 additional month with a huge discount, 30 days, risk-free guarantee. You're going to love it, Tim. We've got a couple stories, not a ton, but this might be one reason why Ethereum has been lagging. It's basically because on-chain data shows the Celsius network has sold 243 million of ETH in the past 30 days. It seems this is why ETH has struggled to catch a bid in the recent run-up. But why is Celsius doing this? I looked into it and the recent bankruptcy saga. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter. I don't care why Celsius is doing this. But the good news is that according to this headline, it's done. The Celsius is ending their coin dump. So, we're going off the credibility of this coinedition.com article. But if this is true, then we could see a suppressed Ethereum become unsuppressed and make a big move to the upside. I believe, it's got a decent amount of room to run until it's at that. I think it would be the premium zone there for Chart Prime. Let's see on the 1 day. Yeah, if it was to make a run up to that premium zone, it would be about an 8% move. So on a leverage trade, that could definitely do some heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, let's talk about that though real quick before we move on though. And I mentioned it earlier. I want to explain why I'm not I want to explain why I'm not necessarily convinced to go either direction.
Sure.
If you share my screen here, Ethereum's chart, starting off 4-hour chart, we're literally sitting on every single level pretty much possible you could be looking at right here. We're sitting in a middle zone. If you look at the Bollinger Bands, we're sitting right there. We just rejection on it, but right there on the 4-hour 20 SMA. Let's pull down the Bollinger Bands. Look at the RSI. We're kind of sitting there right there in the mid-level. Haven't really made any big swings to the upside or downside here more recently. You can make an argument right here. We had some bullish divergence, but we played to the upside. And then, there's just nothing exciting here. MACD kind of hovering there right around the mid-level. If I were to draw trend lines, you can see here we're kind of in a spot where we're not up at resistance where you would be like, okay, let's short this then. But we're also really not down towards the support level. We're right there in the middle where we could literally decide to bounce right here where we're kind of hovering around a support line of a longer-term support line that we broke through a couple times here, or we can move to the upside. You got a little trend right here. I just come up with so many different reasons to be like, this could do literally anything at the moment. So, yeah, it's a 50-50 flip right here, guys. Ethereum's going to go up or it's going to go down, but there's no confluence telling me either way is the more probable one. And yes, you're going to lose some trades, and yes, you're going to win some trades, but I tend to stay away from the ones where it's literally a coin toss and anything could happen because I don't know why. Even though it's a 50-50 chance, I feel like I'm 9 out of 10 times I have a 50-50 chance in a trade. I choose the wrong direction. So to me, it's like a 10% chance. That's just my opinion. That's why I'm not really eager to look for a long or a short position on Ethereum right now.
Well, you don't want to diddle in the middle is the classic. Mantra.
Last thing I was going to show, this was the other reason why. Liquidations have been really big for me. Look at where we're currently sitting here. I think this is the 12-hour. 12-hour, heavy liquidations below us, heavy liquidations above us. 7-day, same story. Heavy liquidations above us, heavy liquidations below us. We're sitting in a middle ground here on Ethereum where we literally could go either way. And we could move big, by the way, too. Like we could have a big move either direction. What I would almost say, T-Shroom, is a move up here. If we make a move up towards 24, well, if you make a move up, you might go to the upside. I think I would just love to see a move to about 2,000. I know that's a big drop down for Ethereum. Back down here, but if we made a move back here to 2,000, maybe coming back down here somewhere on the support level is yellow line, that's when I would want to enter a long on Ethereum because then I think the price could make a nice you could, even if it just came back up to the level it currently is at, that's a great spot right there. We just don't know if that's about to happen.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like it. We got a little bit of fundamentals on that, showing that the Celsius sell-off may be over, or coming to an end. And then Tim did a little bit of TA on it to throw a little bit of his special sauce. Well, let's get on to the next story here. And this will really only be for our Chinese readers. They'll be able to, just kidding. This is the official document that this next headline will be referencing. China vows to clarify Web3 NFT development path. You like that one, Tim? And it gets into this strategy document that handles issues such as inheritance, innovation, security, government obligations, taxes. The department, along with the Chinese Academy, of Sciences and China Association for Science and Technology, plus the ministry plans to strengthen interaction between relevant departments to promote Web3 innovation, deploy further research, and strengthen talent in the industry. Okay. The whole point of this is the details are not super important because this is a big, giant, heavy moving narrative, right? The point of this is that you are seeing a signaling of thawing in the future, right? So the Chinese government issuing some guidance here, obviously in Chinese, but this is, from the actual ministry's website, Ministry of Information and Technology, China's People's Republic. Not that this is very legitimate for you because it could say anything, but ultimately for me, it's pretty bullish. Not immediately, but it's bullish because they're showing, hey,
put a 1 in chat. Put a 1 in chat if you guys can read that document. And I'm interested in how many Chinese readers we have out there.
Well, anybody could read it. I'm sure Google Chrome has like a translate. Yeah, right here.
I didn't say who could read the Google Translate. I said who could read the Chinese wording.
Right. So anyway, guys,
another way to expose how many liars we have in our chat.
Ultimately, the point of it is that there could be some Chinese thawing. That narrative was a lot stronger during the summer of the Chinese Asian markets kind of thawing towards crypto. There's a lot of money locked up, a lot of wealthy Chinese who want to get their money into digital assets that haven't really been able to, and that could be changing per this headline. That's pretty big. That's pretty bullish, and obviously it coincides with the halving and ETFs and all of that good stuff. We've got a little bit of an update. We covered this a couple days ago. Large container ships abandon Red Sea as key trade routes freeze. I can't confirm. This is an hour ago from Zero Hedge because I'm running around trying to figure out why was there a sharp correction in the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones and the S&P. It didn't get down below this uptrending line of support on the hourly, which is good. This goes back to December 1st, this chart. But it's like, why? And I couldn't really see anything in the news. The Red Sea does not look to be, any less traffic than it usually is. So, in my opinion, I think probably all clear. I think this correction we saw in crypto is also being felt by the traditional markets here. The Dixie is up a little bit, not very much, but it is starting to form a pennant. This is the Dixie on the daily chart. So if you go to the daily, you could see it here too. It's kind of forming a bit of a pennant. It's not actually, Chart Prime's not picking it up quite yet. But would you call that a pennant there, Tim? And did these break bullish or bearish daily, when they're coming down?
So this is the Dixie, you said?
Dixie on the daily.
Let me look at what we see, because the way you see it right there, it's going to be a better viewed chart on the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, I would call that a pennant for sure. Let's look at the lines here. You definitely have a rising level of support, and then it's not clean, but you definitely have a falling level of resistance right here. And of course, that's attached to a pretty nice little flagpole right here. Breakout prediction for that would be all the way down here at $99.87, back below that $100 mark.
That would be extremely
bullish. A lot of support back here, but yeah, very bullish for crypto. Very bullish. That would be part of the reason why we see a 50K Bitcoin, and then an 80 cent to $1 Cardano, and maybe a $100 Solana. That's the scenario we need to play out to see all those big price predictions.
Absolutely. And just for you tracking at home, there's a difference. So there is a pennant here that we've identified for the most part, but there's a difference of when the price is coming down and then forming that pennant. That, as Tim has just pointed out, that's bearish. Whereas if the price was kind of coming up and then it formed this pennant, that would be bullish, would it not, Tim?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yep. Just making sure everybody's tracking, including the UK government, which is also watching and listening, always aware. Government is set to establish new digital asset legislation. Guys, this shouldn't be too much of a big concern to your immediate portfolio. But UK government has announced its increased efforts to establish digital asset legislation as it seeks to turn the country into a crypto hub. This is like the third or fourth major time that we've heard the UK say and do this. But until they have zero taxes on capital gains in crypto, like the UAE, there's no way they're going to be the crypto hub. But they're they're trying, and they've got this digital security sandbox legislation that's going through. If you want to go and read that for yourself sometime, that could be very beneficial for you. But ultimately, the tweet that kind of went along with this was establish new digital asset legislation and plans to make the country a crypto hub, right? And some of the main points here that might be important to realize is that the DSS project is set to be overseen by the Bank of England. Not good. Bad, very bad group over there, central bank, and its financial conduit authority, FCA. I guess that's probably the SEC equivalent, maybe the Treasury equivalent.
That's not Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That's not the same organization.
Oh, Tim. Subsequently, draft legislation was officially published on Monday. There it noted the ability for business to test ledger technology that would tokenize securities on the blockchain. So this is a lot more tech, a lot less prices, and opening up adoption type stories. But as you can see, nonetheless, the UK continuing to signal that it wants to be the hub, while the US continues to not even know the difference between a security and a commodity. So it's always very, very interesting. But that's a lot of what we got going on, Tim. I'd like to go ahead and we got the factoid. We can open it up to Q&A.
We got lots of time here. By the way, shout out to Crypto Billy in chat. Love seeing him in here. Also, again, he has a Tuesday night. I was not able to do it last night. Again, I'm still a little bit getting over being sick. Back in office today, but Tuesday night X Spaces that I was on last week. It was phenomenal. He gets great people. That's the thing about Billy, guys. Billy is such a guy. He's just a guy that cares about everyone in space. If you're not friends with Billy, you're missing out. But he's now started a Tuesday night Spaces every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And he's bringing on some great people to talk about different things within business that matter. Like when the night I was on, we talked heavily about habits. And then I think last night the topic was it honor? I think they talked heavily about honor. And these are big things, like not just in the crypto space, but business as a whole. No matter where you're from and what your history is, like just surrounding yourself with people like Billy and the people he brings in at X Spaces, you'll want to be a part of those. So put a reminder on your calendars that you're going to watch Investing Bros every single day of the week, except for Sundays. We don't put out content on Sundays. But then you're also going to be on Tuesday night listening to it's called the Crypto Billy Goat. Put it in chat, Crypto Billy. I can't remember the exact name. It's like Billy Goat something. I thought it was a really clever name when I saw it. 9 p.m. Tuesdays. Go check out his X Spaces. It's phenomenal. So let's get the answer, T-Shroom, to our factoid of the day. And then, we can jump into some Q&A. We can talk about charts. We can talk about recent news. Again, the news keeps flooding in more and more people. Listen, a lot of news supports your take that we're going to see Bitcoin ETFs by January 10th. So I know today you're sitting high and pretty. I still am a skeptic. I still think that Gary Gensler has a way of every time we start to get the balloons and cake ready for a party, he kicks the whole thing out and says delayed again.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see.
I hear you. I think this time it's kind of out of his hands. I think he's done everything he can to wait it out. But I do think that this is the final deadline.
You say it's out of his hands. It's solely in his hands. He is the one who makes the decision.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I cannot wait for that $35 Longhorns Steakhouse gift card.
I'll just use some of the winnings of some of these trades we're making on Blowfin here a little bit. So
I'll just go out to the street and beg. How about that?
There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I love it.
What's the money for? Well, I lost a bet on when the spot Bitcoin ETF would.
Gotta get a Longhorn Steak gift card for Tim.
You gotta love it, but not as much as we love NordVPN, which is going to bring us the answer to today's factoid, which is very quiet sound effect, Cardano.
All right, so that means that Cardano was 1, 2. Is it 3, 4? Let's check a look at here. I would have thought that the Chainlink price prediction would have squeaked in there to number 2, but I'm interested. What do we got here?
All right, so if you take a look here, the very first most popular video is why I left the channel And then over here,
Gosh.
the ADA video was the top, right? So, and that was only 12 days ago. The next 3 are from multiple weeks ago. So this ADA price prediction did really, really well. I think people are starting to notice maybe a pattern in the thumbnails that they're clicking on. They're knowing that when they click, they get extra great value. So that is
crazy.
that's really good.
I didn't mean for it to go that way, but look, that's perfect. Go back to it. Go back to your screen. 60x, 70x, 80x. It's funny. I have different strategies for what I did, but Chainlink was one of the first ones I did. And the truth is, the Chainlink one is going to like explode. Like it's actually what I'm looking at. If you bought the bottom of the bear market, you're probably looking at 100 and something X. But what I did compare is based off where Cardano went down to, based off where Matic went down to, I made cases to where when we look back, what will that X look like? But go check those videos out. We'll have more of those coming. I got to think. I need more suggestions. What you guys want to see more? Give me more push. I also might need some help because some coins, in case you guys are not familiar with how I do price predictions, you have to know the tokenomics. You have to know what will the supply look like. Well, some coins are really hard. Like I've kind of stuck with the ones that are a little easier to predict where they'll be. If you guys want to see certain price predictions, I need your help. I need you to tell me where. Which coin you want me to do a prediction on, and then help me with the tokenomics and give me an expectation of where we should see the supply be sometime September, October, or fall area of 2025. Need your guys' help. If you guys give me that information, I'll piece together the rest of it and help you guys with a realistic, and that's crazy. People are going to say I'm crazy bullish, but in my mind, these are super realistic price predictions based off of if X happens, Y happens, and Z happens, then this will be the price. So go check those out and give me more suggestions just like them.
Absolutely. We love to see it. ADA gang says GS.
We love
ADA.
We love. Go back to the top videos. I'm curious because again, I knew that Chainlink and Cardano went out there. I didn't know that the YLF Crypto Jab. That makes sense. The YLF Crypto Jab one is up there. A lot of people that follow us know us from the Crypto Jab days. Shout out to him, by the way. I've been watching some of his stuff recently. He's been popping off again. Jeb's doing a great job. He's back in the algorithm, and they're really loving him. So yeah, we got our Solana prediction. Easy 100x with Archie. We love Archie. Got to get him back on too. But you're going to see a lot of these Cardano. We have a fantastic Cardano community. Look at that. We got number 2, and then we have, what is that, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 11. Like, our Cardano community loves it. We've been putting out a lot of Cardano stuff. We're going to keep putting out a lot of Cardano stuff because you guys want it. Yeah, thank you so much for all the support of those videos. If you have not seen them, go give them a view. Most of them are probably still pretty relevant because they're long-term predictions that you need to be prepared for. I can't wait for the new year. It's weird. I can't wait, and this sounds weird. I can't wait for the dip. I can't wait to start talking more about what that dip should look like, but we got to get a top before we talk about that dip. And then it's even more of an opportunity. Like if we're talking about like, all right, if we see these high levels of price predictions, well, we got to look to where's the best buy level from here on out to make the most gains possible. So we'll do a lot of looking at that, take a look at building our actual portfolio for this cycle. And I have high hopes, guys. I think that we're going to build here a portfolio that I want to run with that's going to be at least a 10x, but my goal is to build one that's closer to 20, maybe even a 30x, depending on some situations. But make sure you guys stay tuned and keep up to date with everything on the Investing Bros. We got a super chat here from a mellow fellow saying, "Merry Christmas, bros. Hope everyone's holiday season is merry and bright." Thank you so much, a mellow fellow. While we kind of get in here and get some good Q&A, T-shirt, what are your holiday plans? What is Christmas plans for you?
Well, tomorrow I am driving up to Tallahassee, Florida, where I will be celebrating the gift of cookie dough, and we will be using cookie dough to make a copious and unhealthy amount of cookies. We will then be consuming those cookies, presumably only a portion of them, not all of them, and bringing them back home so that we can get ready for our New Year's resolution to lose all the weight from those cookies. So everything kind of revolves around cookies around the holidays. And then about 3 or 4 Christmas celebrations, 3 or 4 unwrapping moments with my close family, extended family, and then Amanda's close family and her extended family. So it's going to be A lot of fun, Tim. What are some of your plans for Christmas holidays here? Do you
Yeah,
celebrate
so
Christmas?
I celebrate Christmas, and I actually
Okay.
I'm gonna be recording a video for you guys when I get to where I'm going. We're actually gonna spend time with Tay's family again. I get to see my family, so it's not that we only spend time with Taylor's family, but we spent Thanksgiving with them. They're like the closest to us. Now that we're here in North Georgia, like most of our family, both sides of our family are like in central to southern Florida. Her mom and dad, they live in North Florida, so it's only like a 4-hour drive. Good for Brody. We're gonna go back there. I'm gonna record. I'm gonna have a Christmas video coming for you guys that I think a lot of you guys will love, and even if you don't love it, I'm gonna make it, and you guys are gonna watch it hopefully. But I'll be like in the woods. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be in the middle of the woods, kind of the middle of nowhere. That's the places I love to be. I love the internet. I love all of our crypto friends and family, but sometimes it's nice to just get away from technology, get away from the big cities, the lights and the chaos, get in the middle of nowhere, maybe get a gun, maybe hunt a deer or two,
I
that's
like it.
and if you don't want to hunt deer, that's fine. I like eating meat. That's why I hunt deer, but I respect that animal, so I eat everything. I
Yeah.
just like the Native Americans. More super chats coming in. Crypto Billy, he said, love you guys. Great show. Great leaders. Hashtag givers gain. Thank you so much, Billy. Matt C decided to join in on these super chats saying,
Love it.
this community heart. Love you, Matt. Matt just got, for fun fact for people, Matt just got COVID for the first time ever. He just got over COVID. The man escaped it all of these years, not getting it a single time.
Dang.
And of course, when it's eradicated and no one in the world is getting it anymore, Matt C goes ahead and catches some COVID. I'm just kidding. There are definitely still people catching COVID, but we're glad you're feeling better. I did see you put in chat that your wife is now kind of suffering from it. So we're praying for your wife, Matt. Let her have a quick recovery. Hopefully it's a very mild case of the COVID. Let's see here. Josh Jenner said, Tim in Atlanta. I'm kind of outside of Atlanta. I actually live in a place called Dallas, Georgia. Really like it. It's not the middle of nowhere, but it's not like big city. And if I want to go to Atlanta, which I don't really want to do that much, I'm only like an hour away from it. So it's pretty cool. Susan said, my son actually works for Solana. Unfortunately, he won't talk crypto with me. Why not?
Interesting.
Is it like yeah, what if he works for Solana? Like, I'm sure he might have some like sensitive information. I would understand if he had like sensitive information. It's like, hey, we can't put this out there and have it get out. But that is strange. Crimson Caravan Company says, weird Tim. What did I say that was weird? Did I say something that was weird?
I don't know, but Drew P said, love you
I'm
guys.
a weird
Really
guy.
appreciate that.
Yeah, we love you, Drew. Crimson saying he's from Dallas, Texas. Very different place. Dallas, Texas, and Dallas, Georgia could not be more different on so many different levels.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to go over our schedule real quick since we have some time. You want to do that? Go over our.
Susan said her son just burnt out. That makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, if
I see.
if your son ever wants to come on and do an interview, if he wants to talk crypto with us, though, I mean, and then that way you can get him to talk to you about it too, because he wants to talk to us. I would love to talk to somebody who works at Solana, find out
that'd be
more.
sweet.
If you're allowed to tell us anything, I would love to talk with him more.
Yeah.
So
You can tell us.
All right. Well, yeah, T-shirt. Let's get into what you wanted to talk about.
Well, I've just got the calendar up here.
Yes.
And it's a little bit difficult to see, but I wanted to run through you guys really quickly what our schedule's looking like. So, especially for those of you who are not living in the United States, it might be kind of confused, or don't celebrate Christmas, I should say. So tomorrow, there will likely be only one video from Tim, right? You're going to do morning
Yeah,
TA?
but I'm going to make a video tomorrow morning, but I think that's going to be the end of our content until we come back
Gotcha.
Wednesday.
On the 27th, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming.
I'm going to put out something on Christmas Day. I already have my video planned for that one. But then I'm actually back. We found out Taylor has to work on Tuesday. So I'm going to be back to work on Tuesday. I might still put a video out. I don't know if you'll be in a place to make thumbnails. T-Shroom always makes our thumbnails, the beautiful thumbnails you guys see, even for my morning videos. You're going to see, whenever you see my morning videos, no edits. That's a one take. I just wake up, go boom, 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 boom. But he makes a nice thumbnail for me so we can get those out as quick as possible. Editing sometimes takes like so much time. I'm like, I want people to get this ASAP.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are you going to be able to make a thumbnail for me Tuesday? Or are you going to be out until Wednesday?
And if not, I can.
Okay.
It's not like I'm going out of town. I'll still be in Gainesville. I just won't,
Okay.
I am not leaving it out of the realm of possibility to maybe go live. I just don't want to commit to anything because I'm
Yes,
gonna
yeah.
my schedule is completely
Well,
dependent on family.
I can commit to things. I once I'll make tomorrow's video and I'll finish the day at work here, but then I'm out Friday. I'm out the whole weekend. I will make a Christmas video and then a Tuesday video. But I'm not going to be making videos any of the other days. So
Super cool. Cool. Uh, yeah, love it. Boy, we've got about
I
10
saw
minutes
here,
left.
Candle Daddy said, "Love you guys for real. The best community in the zone." Thank you so much, Candle Daddy. And by the way, there are a phenomenal amount of communities out in crypto. That's what I love. Crypto as a whole is one large community, but I really do feel that this one can be specifically special because it's not just about me and T Shroom. It's about all of us, about all the bros. If you're here and you're a man or a woman, you're a bro. That's we believe in the gender role of bro.
That's right.
If you're in this community,
Right.
and it doesn't matter who you are, you get to be a bro, and that's so cool because T Shroom has his area of expertise, I have my area of expertise, but we're both continuing every single day to grow in our understanding and our education, and surrounding ourselves with people like you guys who come in chat every single day and in our Discord every single day. You guys have your areas that you study and you know a lot of stuff about, and we're able to learn from you. Hopefully, you're able to learn from us. But this is not about me, not about T Shroom. This is about the bros learning how to invest. And we've said this before as well, but notice our names. If you're newer here, thank you so much for being here. Hit that subscribe button. But we're not the crypto bros. We're not the trading bros. We're not the stock bros. We are the investing bros because the future of this entire community is we want to always be looking for the best way to invest our hard earned money. All of us still have jobs. We have to make income. So how do we turn that hard earned income into more? Because this world makes it really hard if you just go and work 9 to 5. If you go get a college degree and then you go get a normal job working 9 to 5, and you plan on having a wife or a husband and maybe some children, the nuclear family is still like 1.8 children. I don't know how that works, but if you plan on having, children, this is a hard world to survive in. So the best way to do it is, hey, if we can take that hard-earned money and invest it and use it wisely. Right now, crypto is a great scenario, but I would love in the future to talk about real estate, being able to purchase real estate, purchasing the right stocks here and there, the right opportunities that come in. Like this next year, I want to talk more heavily about staking and about potential mining things that you can make money, invest as wisely as possible. So in case you're wondering what the future of the channel looks like, we're not just crypto. We are here to invest and to grow every single person's understanding so that they can better themselves in and out with their money and change their lives, their family lives, and everybody else's life. Lee Kolafi, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, bros, I'm here to represent Jesus Christ, hashtag Jesus coin, in spreading the gospel. Join us. God bless. Lee, I'm going to tell you what, I don't hold Jesus coin, but I am a big believer in Jesus Christ, and I am with you 100%. Amen. Honestly, anything that spreads the name of Jesus in a positive light so that people get to know him. Quick little shill here with Christianity. If you guys don't believe in Christianity, that's completely fine. What's really sad is that most people will not have a relationship with Jesus in their life because of somebody who claims to have a relationship with Jesus. And that really breaks my heart. I'm still a very fallible person. T Shroom's still a very fallible person. Every single person alive who claims to be a Christian, we all still have our problems, but that's the beauty of it, is that Jesus chose us anyway and loves us anyway. And my hope is to every single day continue to be more and more like him, so that when I do things, you see him in me and you don't just see Tim. But I am apologetic to anyone who's been hurt by Christians, and I'm sorry that wasn't Jesus you saw. That was still a very fallible person who claims to love Jesus, but still has a lot of learning to do ultimately. So
right.
Love Jesus. Love you, Lee. Thank you so much for that super chat.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Fade and Tradfi said mining stocks said to move 3 to 5x more than Bitcoin. Yeah, I know. T-Shroom, you especially have been talking with a lot of people in Discord. You have a couple stocks, mining stocks you're looking at. What are the ones you're looking at?
Yeah, I covered it a little bit this morning. Marathon Digital had a big pop, as you can see on my screen. Marathon doing pretty well, getting a little pullback on the daily candle now. But as you can see, it got up into the premium zone there from Chart Prime, did pretty well. And then Clean Spark is the one that I own and that I continually DCA into. CleanSpark it impresses me from a balance sheet standpoint. It's a business, so it's different from a crypto project, and they do publish a lot of what they do. CleanSpark, just the one I picked, but doesn't mean that you should or could. If you don't live in the U.S., you likely don't have access to brokerage. But yeah, the miners, they mine Bitcoin, right? They hold it, but some of them have debt because they've gone into debt to be able to buy miners, and others haven't gone into as much debt, right? So CleanSpark is the one that I kind of like from all of those different perspectives. And yeah, absolutely, it's in the bullish zone there from the Ichimoku. And as you can see, let me turn off some of this stuff. As you can see, CleanSpark has gone up and to the right quite rapidly in succession with Bitcoin as well. Marathon Digital is not one I hold, but it has done quite well as well. So they just announced today a big integration of a bunch of brand new miners. So I think those are going to do pretty well for Marathon as it goes into the halving, and it becomes more difficult to mine Bitcoin. So yeah, absolutely got some good bullish momentum here going into the new year for Bitcoin, regardless of the price.
Yeah, honestly, and investing in those mining stocks is the best route. Like at this point, I don't think, especially if you're trying to get into Bitcoin mining, the amount of money you'd have to pour into the equipment, it would be such a long time before you'd be back in profit. And then the halving is going to happen. It's going to make it even harder and more expensive. It is the better route. I'm not going to say buying these mining stocks is better than buying Bitcoin itself, but I think it's a good way to diversify, because there will be times where you can make money in those mining stocks that maybe Bitcoin's sitting still or dropping a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is definitely one. CleanSpark seems to be at this point the runaway favorite for those investments, but I think others are going to pop up that have some great runs, and we'll do the best we can to keep you guys aware of all of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. You've also got BitX, which is it's a futures ETF, right? But BitX is actually a double leverage of Bitcoin. I don't talk about it much. It actually just got a buy rating here on the 4-hour in green trend assistant there, as with the.
This is the 4-hour. Look at all those jumps. Like zoom in, like candles, like they're so jumpy. Like there's no.
Yeah.
Look at how many gaps it just leaves.
Because there's not much volume. It's a.
Yeah.
But I just bought it and hold it. It's done really well, as you can imagine. Bitcoin double leverage, right? You can only get that in the U.S. or apparently all of the U.S. stocks and ETFs are available on the Robinhood app in the EU as well. I don't know about the UK, but in the EU, because Robinhood just rolled out there. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I didn't expect that to happen, but I think that's also revolutionary. Like, I don't know that you can get an American brokerage in the EU any other way. Let me know in the comments below. Are you able to buy and sell shares of Apple or Home Depot in the country you live in that's not the U.S.? I'd be curious to know.
Yeah, makes sense. Josh Jennings at T-Shroom. Actually, I don't even know if right now I know the answer to this question. T-Shroom, what's your day job right now? T-Shroom, yeah, you work a plethora of different jobs. He's a hustler is what he is.
Yeah, my day job is really just trying to bring the best shows for you guys. Just trying to get all of our ecosystem here for the Investing Bros, sorted out, be in the Discord, and I also help out a couple other YouTube channels that are trying to get started. That are, some of them have some to do with crypto, but most of them are just often like real estate or beverages and different things like that. Just helping brands, kind of a brand consultant that's specializing in YouTube. That's my day job, Josh Denham.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, guys, it is 3:58. It is time to wrap out the show with one last. Let's take a look at a coin. Yesterday we looked at Cardano. I've already even talked about Cardano, talking about a potential trade setup. What is a coin? I'm going to take like 2 minutes and do what my analysis is of that coin and where I would enter a trade and potentially maybe even take some profit. We're going to try to end. Not every show is going to be able to end that way, but I'm going to try to end as many of them as possible that way. Put a coin really quickly. You have the approval to just spam the comments with a coin you want to see my quick TA and potential trade setups on. And of course, if you guys are looking for a place to be scalping and making some money with trades, Make sure you're checking out Blowfin, another partner of the channel. We talk about a lot. There's a link down below. You get literally when you sign up with our link, you also get like 5% back of your volume. So you actually, like a credit card. When you spend money on a credit card, you get money back. Same thing when you use Blowfin using the Investing Bros account. So that's really cool, and it's really awesome. Even though NordVPN is a sponsor as well, I would still use a VPN because of security reasons. But if you don't have a VPN, you don't have to have one to use Blowfin. You don't have to KYC. You can just get in there and trade, use some leverage trading. Of course, trade responsibly, but definitely go check it out. So here's the thing. T-shirt just put in cock. We're not going to do cock because the time of it is so new. I wouldn't be able to help you whatsoever. Even Tia, Swashbuckling Scallywag. Tia is one I feel like just buy dips and then wait because it's so brand new. Looking for one that I actually think I could do one on. AMP is definitely interesting. A lot of people are putting in things.
Well, Crypto Billy said Matic before even I said.
He did say Matic. He did say Matic, and yeah, let's do Matic. We might take a look at one like AMP in a different show, but let's look at Matic. To do this, let's go up to the hourly chart. Let's take a look at what we have going on. Let's actually go to the daily chart real quickly. Just so we get some macro understanding of what I've done here in the past. Because it's been one that's a little bit more boring here. We did talk about it a little bit yesterday, I think, and how we do have this rising level of support that's continuing to kind of hold as support. You can see we're kind of wrestling with that area right now. It's also right there, the 0.382 level of macro Fibonacci. Let's take a look. Daily chart. RSI is lower than a lot of other coins, so I'm going to start by kind of keeping an eye on that. And technically speaking, that would be bullish if we can turn this candle white or green, depending on what chart you're using. Rising level support, and yet that's a lower level of RSI. So could we see bullish divergence on the daily chart? Don't run away with that just yet. I'm just observing that as we speak. Oh, look at this. We definitely had some bullish divergence right in here that we could continue. You guys can see here, lower low, higher low on the 4-hour RSI. Now, technically right now, we are in a spot where we have a higher low with higher RSI. So either we bounce right here and we already had the bullish divergence, or we see that price drop just a little bit more. Maybe we close a 4-hour candle a little lower here. I'm going to take a look at liquidations here in a second to see if that's possible, but we could continue to see a bullish divergence. But look at the RSI here on 4-hour, and let's just compare this. Cardano, we dropped down here low originally, but now we're back up closer to mid-level. Solana sitting up way high. I need to remove that drawing just so we can see our 4-hour RSI sitting high, AVAX RSI sitting high. So Matic has a lower RSI than a lot of these other projects here on the 4-hour chart. Let's even take a look at the hourly. Again, we definitely had bullish divergence right there. This isn't bullish divergence right now, but I'm interested to see how that one kind of plays out. Let's take a look here. Bollinger Bands, we did bounce off the bottom band, didn't spread it out. So we're still seeing some constriction right there. Would love to see that move to the upside. You are seeing a curvature on the 4-hour. Let's take a look at our liquidations. Let's type in Matic here, and this will kind of give us something. Did not type in Matic correctly. There we go. Matic. 12-hour, and we'll do the 7-day as well. So 12-hour, we do have some liquidity below us coming all the way down here towards 75 cents. Technically, we could go a little lower than that, but a lot of it is really right there. Do have some big stuff up here closer to 80 cents and then maybe even higher towards 81. And then it kind of gets thick and then thin again up here towards 83. 7-day, I want to take a look at it for a second. You can kind of move the screen here, T-Shroom, just so my head's not blocking it. Yeah, still heavy liquidity down here, but this one gets more interesting with heavy liquidity coming all the way up to 90 cents. So what I'm looking for here more than likely is a move first to the downside, followed by a move to the upside. We're close to support here with Matic. 75 cents, not crazy. Guess what that would be, guys? Look to see if we were to fall back down. Remember we said talk about 75 cents again. That's right here in this area. Could we close the 4-hour down here, maybe come make that move to 75, move to the upside, and complete a trifecta of bullish divergence? And then what you're looking for here, guys, definitely a move back up towards 80 cents. I think you could maybe take some profit there with a trade, but potentially even a move all the way up back here to this descending level of resistance. Remember we said 90 cents, still had some liquidity up there. That would bring us back up in a symmetrical triangle pattern, back up to some resistance. That one looks interesting to me. Maybe acquire somewhere here around 75 cents, maybe a little bit above 75 cents. Put that, take a stop loss somewhere down here towards 73, 72, maybe back down here to the low we had in November on the 27th. That's about right below 73 cents. Enter that long and take a ride. Maybe take a little bit of profit here at 80 if you're getting a little uncomfortable, but there's a good chance we could see it pop up to 90. That could correspond with some of the other things we're talking about. Cardano popping up, maybe getting closer towards 80 cents. Solana making a move towards 87. We could see all that kind of come to fruition. But there's your Matic potential trade set up. Guys, that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in here and being with us over this hour. Make sure to smash that like button if you have not already on your way out. Hit subscribe if you guys love everything that we're about here at the Investing Bros. And with that said, I will see you tomorrow morning, and the rest of you guys, we will see you next week. Merry Christmas. Go spend time with family. You guys have a great day.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.